In medieval Europe, adherence to Christian doctrine was not a choice. It was survival itself, the thread binding body and soul, life and death, heaven and hell, into the grip of the Church. To be born was to be baptized. To live was to confess, tithe, obey, and partake in sacraments. To die was to be buried under the priestly blessing that claimed to open heaven's gate. In an age scarred by famine, plague, and war, the Church declared itself the keeper of salvation, the only bridge across the terror of mortality. Eternity outweighed the fragile span of earthly years, and so obedience became law, belief became currency, and fear became the unspoken ruler. From pulpits thundered warnings of hell, in stone cathedrals demons writhed in torment, and in mystery plays heaven and hell were staged to press the lesson that salvation lay only in submission to the Church. Yet, beneath the promise of eternal life, lay the machinery of control. The Church was not merely a guide. It was the unifying force of a fractured world, dictating what was sacred and what was cursed, what was knowledge and what was heresy. To question was not harmless doubt. It was rebellion against God himself, punished by excommunication, torture, or fire. The Inquisition embodied this terror, silencing deviation with pain and fear. To resist was to risk ruin on earth and damnation beyond. So conformity was enforced not only by law, but by the weight of eternity. And yet, even under this suffocating order, the spirit yearned. What if God was not confined to priests or rituals, not sold through obedience, but alive within? What if salvation was not imposed from without, but discovered in the heart? Such questions were dangerous, but they could not be erased, for silence never kills longing. Beneath the chains was always a whisper, the desire to know, not merely to believe. So the story of adherence is both devotion and tension, fear and faith, authority and awakening. It shows how truth, when claimed by an institution, becomes a weapon, and how faith, bound by fear, becomes a chain. Yet, it also shows the flame that cannot be smothered, the Spirit's hunger for freedom, its relentless question. How much of our faith today is ours, and how much still belongs to fear? Do we still allow institutions to tell us where the divine can be found? What if salvation has never been theirs to give, but always ours to remember? The Inquisition may have ended, but the chains of fear remain. So will you still bow, or will you finally know